So here's Willow. Look at her. And Obi's chasing a big jackrabbit. And it's literally, look at Willow. Look at how much she's crazy. She's got all that milk. And she already been on one walk this morning. And so the puppies are 31 days old. And I thought I'd do this quick video to talk about the weaning process, but it's hilarious because she just saw a jackrabbit. And here I was just feeling so bad for her. And I did get my first COVID-19 vaccine shot too about a half hour ago, but I decided, let me take her for a second walk before getting home to the puppies. Al's at the house now, but I figured it would help her dry up her milk supply, because every single time I follow a different weaning process, I follow whatever seems to be the best. Kind of like when you're nursing human infants, you want to, thankfully, mercifully, my girls both weaned themselves around age 11 months because I was worried about that, because in other countries, as abhorrent as we sometimes find it in the U.S., it's very common to have toddlers being breastfed, which I definitely did not want to be the case, and thank God it wasn't. But the point I'm trying to make with all this is just that I think the same process applies, that it's healthy for the puppies the longer you go, but it definitely isn't as good for the mom. And I want to show Willow to get her bronze grand championship, and also just to preserve her bones. So with that said, to get to the meat of what I was trying to share with everybody today, is I give a product called Healthy Bones by Doc Roy's. I also give tons of sardines, as I've shared before, canned salmon. She was even getting sockeye salmon, which is a little bit extreme, but also great food throughout. Cottage cheese, high-fat Greek yogurt, all of that. But then a lot of people follow a dramatic 1 or 3 day weaning process where they completely cut food on the true wean day. I'm going up a giant hill, so I was so sound-winded, but anyway, they completely cut food. Good boy, oh, did you see that jackrabbit? Let's go this way, guys. This is our friend Stan's gorgeous winery, and we're so blessed and lucky to be able to walk here. Look at this view, you guys. It's incredible. It's like 70 acres, and we just come all the time up here, and the dogs get great exercise and wildlife. But anyway, where I was going to share with you guys, I want to show you the dogs if I can, but Obi, well, Willie, I'll show everybody my Willis. Yeah, good girl. You want to go back down the hill? Then I'll have to really be aware if she sees a rabbit. All right, let's go back down this way. Anyway, so yeah, the process is real organic. It just kind of changes each time based on what seems to be the best, for Willow, and then also some of it pragmatic about, this week I had to start them later because it's a lot of work the way we feed them compared to some people who just soak the kibble right away. So anyway, what I did is I started out with letting Willow, I gave him one feeding, and then basically Willow was able to see him the full day. Yesterday was our first day, or the day before now? I think yesterday. And so today I'm increasing them to, yesterday was the first, so today they're getting 2 feedings. Actually, yesterday they did have 2 feedings, which was something we didn't plan, but we gave them lunch and dinner, and we kept Willow a little bit away until after lunch. Then she went in for a few minutes. Then I pretty much gave her the rest of the day to come and go as she wanted. This morning, I've kept her away all morning as I did yesterday, but now it's almost 1 o'clock, and instead of letting her go in, and I can tell she's, not uncomfortable at the moment, which is partly why I took her on this extra walk. But basically, I kept her. I'm going to keep her away now the entire day, and I'm going to feed the puppies when I go home about 2. Then I'm going to feed them again at 7, and then poor Willow will be probably crazy by then, but I'm going to let her in at 7:30 to feed them and make herself comfortable, and then I will let her have the full night is what I just now decided. And I just also want to share that today I gave her about a normal portion of her food pre-nursing and all that. and not snacks or anything, but I will still give her free access to water. That doesn't sound cruel when people cut it off because, again, it's uncomfortable. But I also do this, and I may have shared this before, but for anyone interested, I buy the Napa cabbage or just green cabbage. It doesn't have to be Napa. And I wrap her in that with a abdominal belt to help shrink up. There's Obi barking like a maniac, but luckily no one's out here, and I think he's just barking at, it'll be interesting when we really start getting customers at the winery, but it's a few years off for Stan. It's more like his retirement dream and vision, and there's some other parts that have no, active winery use. That's just open acres that we use. But anyway, so Willie, so that's how it's going to go. So tonight's her last night. And then I'm going to take the whelping pen out tomorrow morning so that then I can close the enclosure and even Willow won't be able to get in. And as a reward tomorrow night, I'll let Willow sleep in with Shaq and me. That way, she loves doing that. And I'll do that for about a week until everything really dries up. And, and I think I will let her go in, though. I will let her actually go in one time each night now, right before I take her in with me for like maybe 2 nights. And that's the way it goes. And I think this gradual process will be a lot more helpful for her. All right, so that was super long and might be pretty boring, but I'll title it for anybody interested in the weaning process. All right, Wilsey.